Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. I am having a wonderful day, and I hope you guys are too. But today, I'm asking you to put in the comment section down below what country, not what city you're watching this video from, and to also make sure you smash that like button, because the first time a video hits 1,500 of those in 24 hours, we're giving away $100 worth of crypto to somebody in the comments section. Having said that, Ripple can hold the XRP up, but not against the market on selling mode. And if you're wondering what this is referring to, it is actually referring to the fact that Biden is to pick former Ripple board member as the OCC head. Again, the OCC is the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. And as the head of that, again, a lot of positive impulses are being created here for XRP. And of course, the price instantly reacted very positively to that. The Wall Street Journal reported that Michael Barr, the former member of Ripple's advisory board, is likely to be the head of the OCC. It is not a certain thing, as I've noticed in the US, nothing is really certain, but he, as a former US Treasury official and a previously key member at Ripple, will replace Brian Brooks as the head of the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, according to a new report by Wall Street Journal. Cryptocurrency XRP spiked 5% following the news. And again, everybody has been excited about that. Quote, "I'm excited to be joining the advisory board of Ripple." This is in 2015, I believe. "Our global payment system is badly outdated. I think innovation in payments can help make the financial system safer, reduce costs, and improve access and efficiency for consumers and businesses alike," Barr said at the time of joining Ripple Labs. And in the end, guys, we know if he gets the head of that, it could be very damn positive. And also, of course, we've seen the situation right now on my channel already with a new head of the SEC as well. Things are looking pretty damn good. And this article here had another very important point, which was XRP's current dependence on political or legal decisions covers the future with a layer of uncertainty. I just want to quickly share with you guys that even though I am very positive on XRP over the longer term, I do not, let me repeat, I do not know what the price is going to do short term. And it could be that the short term is negative. Because even though we got so many nice impulses, there's still a correlation, I guess, to Bitcoin, as people are still speculating in the space, and XRP doesn't truly stand alone just quite yet. Even though it has some use case, and even though it has some impulses right now on its own, it is also being pushed down like crazy with all this uncertainty because of the lawsuit. And this is all just kind of hope within a very desperate situation, even though I think they will ultimately win the lawsuit, especially with things like this coming out. Then, SEC, this is again what I was just talking about, SEC Commissioner Allison Herron-Lee has been named as the SEC new acting chair. Biden's recent nomination of the former CFTC chair, Gary Gensler, is subject to a further Senate confirmation to make him the SEC chairman, so we'll see about that. And then another thing you guys were worried about was, I don't even know what the girl's name, we'll see it in just a second, Yenner. "This is one of the worst ideas I've ever seen," says Charles Hoskinson. "You buy Bitcoin at 4K, it goes to 30K by the end of the year, and suddenly you get a tax bill for the gain regardless of if you sold or not. It'll be devastating to all startups and any illiquid asset." So, funny enough, the Netherlands here, as you guys already know, and quite a lot of other countries too, have this already. And it basically works a little bit differently. It's just, if you have money, for example, let's say you have $1 million in Bitcoin, $1 million in fiat, $1 million in stocks, it doesn't matter, they're all counted the same. It doesn't matter where you bought it at, because you're going to pay, let's say, about 1.5, let's say maybe 2, it just depends on how much money you have. Let's just say 1.5 to 2% per year on that money, regardless of whether or not you sold something, or whether or not you're up 1,000%, or whether or not you made you made the whole million. It doesn't really matter. You just got to pay for the amount of money that you have the 1st of January. And the US is basically trying to go for a similar scheme. As you can see, Oaktree's Howard Marks says this tax proposal in the US makes investing less attractive. "Taxing unrealized capital gains is not practical and will hurt sentiment among investors," said Howard Marks, co-chairman and co-founder of Oaktree Capital. Unrealized gains or capital gains refer to the theoretical increase in value of assets that an investor is holding onto, and Janet Yellen, Biden's nominee for Treasury Secretary, said she would consider taxing such unrealized gains to boost government revenues, reported Reuters. So even though this is a very interesting proposal, I don't think it will actually pull through because it's just so ridiculously negative for people, and I don't think any big shot is going to allow this. Had Trump been the boss, I don't think anything like this would have happened either. Right now, though, I still don't think stuff like this is going to pull through, guys. Logically speaking here, if the tax is still going to be as high as they have it right now, this would be one of the worst ideas in the world, because consider the tax for us is just about 2%. If they're just going to tax you on your capital gains, which is pretty huge tax, but then also for unrealized gains, that would be awful. Because let's just say a simple example. Let's say the capital gains tax were to be, let's put it at 20%, right? Let's just put it at that. That means if you bought Bitcoin at 10,000, sold it at 20, you have made $10,000 in profit. So over that $10,000, you have to pay 20% tax, right? Just an example. If that is also true now, again, a pretty high tax for unrealized gains, that would just, that's awful, awful, awful. And I just really cannot even fathom what would happen to the whole investing climate in the US if that were to come through, because that's a heavy levy. Bitcoin worries are fading as crypto goes mainstream, and the S&P has said that. S&P sees a lot of similarities between Bitcoin and gold and says concerns about theft of crypto have diminished with greater mainstream acceptance. It's just a matter of time, in my opinion, before crypto is going to be the main thing, and even though they're all right now denying it, yeah, all right, it's just a matter of time before it will be mainstream. BlackRock, for example, which we talked about a little bit earlier, is also getting into the space. And is Bitcoin the new gold? The report reads, recently, the parallels between the two assets have grown. Both Bitcoin and gold are viewed as scarce, have the potential to be held outside of conventional financial markets, and have values that cannot be inflated away by relentless money creation and currency debasement. Gold and Bitcoin are also uncorrelated to other popular asset classes in portfolios, which provides evidence of the diversification benefits. The fundamentals of Bitcoin and gold differentiate in owning one versus the other. Gold is a physical asset, while Bitcoin is a digital one. While both are scarce, gold does not yet have a ceiling to supply, while there will ultimately only be 21 million Bitcoin mined, and thus it's theoretically speaking better of a store of value. On the end, though, it doesn't really have the intrinsic value if you do not consider the mining equipment and the electricity basically to be some. Because both, of course, have mining equipment, not saying it like that, but with Bitcoin, there's already a fixed supply, so we'll know exactly how much will be in there. So all this, I see this mining equipment as something different, though, because an end will be coming. And with gold, you never really know if there's an end coming, basically. eToro halts XRP trading for U.S. citizens following the SEC charges. I still think this is all a targeted thing. However, I cannot prove it. Is Polkadot a good buy? DOT outperforms the market. Still, DOT is doing good. The rest of the market is going down by like 6% or so, and DOT is kind of doing neutral right now. Still one of my favorite cryptos, still very happy to hold it, and I'll definitely be holding it for quite a while here as we've at least doubled our money, and I still think more is to come with this one. It's just crazy, but that's also because you can actually make a lot of freaking profit by just holding it and staking it, which is why I like it a lot. On the same note, Salesforce Lime executives join board of Polkadot-inspired Seer network. Seer's new board members don't want a half-assed approach to entire blockchain. I don't really want to say much about this, it's just that this is making progress as well. Craig Wright threatens Bitcoin websites with lawsuit over copyright infringement of white paper. Craig Wright has sent a legal notice to 2 Bitcoin websites over what the claims are an infringement, or what he claims are infringement of his intellectual property. It's basically because Craig Wright has filed a, really interesting to me, has filed a how would you call that? I guess he filed the patent of owning the white paper, or he basically filed for intellectual property on the white paper. There was another guy who tried to do the same thing, but he claims to be Satoshi, and nobody can really disprove that he isn't. And from that perspective, if you talk bad about him not being it, you'll get sued. That's basically what a lot of people are afraid of. Even Charles Hoskinson said it too. That shouldn't be the way that this goes around, right? You shouldn't threaten people into not speaking their mind about you. If you really are who you claim, then just let people think what they want to and prove that you're him instead of just always threatening people to sue them. It was not Charles Hoskinson. I think it was actually David Schwartz, by the way. Sorry, guys, for that mistake right there. But, what else can I say about this? We can read the whole thing, but I personally do not know if Craig Wright is a liar or not. I cannot tell. What I do know, though, is that he's taken all these things very far, and that he doesn't really want to prove, possibly, or just doesn't prove that he is the real deal. So I don't know. I don't know what his plans are. He just wants to capitalize on this all, I think, a lot, but I do not know. Binance gets officially unbanned in Russia. Binance had been officially prohibited in Russia for several months, but that has now been overturned. Should be a positive thing for crypto, but it actually isn't. And then Grayscale continues to buy the dips, scooped up 7 times the amount of Bitcoin mined this week alone. And in the end, guys, I think this will only keep increasing the amount of freaking crypto that they'll buy. I'm really damn excited for what the future has to bring for us, and a little dip like this will not really stop me at all. I'll just keep buying more, hopefully at some good freaking spots, but we'll see. Guys, hopefully you all enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care, everybody.